Well, today, Golf Canada, a big announcement on their website that the NextGen Prairie Championship is coming back to Saskatchewan. It's going to come to the Evergreen Golf Course in Nipawin. We're joined today by Kevin Duchscherer, who is the president of Evergreen, and Steve Ryde, who's the manager of sport development for Golf Saskatchewan. And guys, a big announcement. Finally, this event's coming. Kev, I know you've been working on this for a couple of years. Why don't you kind of talk about the idea and where it started to get Golf Canada to come to Evergreen for this junior event this June?
Well, my initial experience with the program from Golf Canada was actually officiating at the event in Yorkton in 2019, and I spoke with the Golf Canada reps there at that time, and I asked the question, "What do I got to do to get this to my course?" And that began the discussion between Golf Canada and the Evergreen with regards to trying to make this happen. It's taken a long time. COVID certainly played its role in preventing us from getting going at an earlier time period than this. But I've talked to the membership ever since I got back from Yorkton in 2019, and they've been very, very supportive of the whole idea. We have a very proud membership there who really loves to show off our course whenever we can. We're very proud of what we have, and we're very grateful for having such a great track to be playing on. To have it come out on the national scale like this and have Golf Canada take a look at it for the first time, we're really hoping that we can show them just how wonderful our course is, and perhaps gain more interest for some other events in the future.
You've been an advocate for junior golf a lot in your time volunteering for the organization. Obviously, you'd be happy with any Golf Canada event, but knowing it's juniors, how exciting is that for you and again the Evergreen?
We understand at the Evergreen that having the youth out on the course is what keeps us and keeps the sport going. Getting kids involved and playing the game is it's wonderful to watch kids in their development to go from beginners to working through and improving their game on a daily basis, weekly basis, and so on, until they get to a point where they start competing, and you get to see some fantastic growth amongst these young golfers, going out there and representing themselves and their communities and the province of Saskatchewan when they go to national events. And as a club, our club has several juniors that have come up through the ranks here at various points in time, and just recently we've had a handful of juniors who have been playing competitively for sure at the provincial level, and we're hoping that they'll have an opportunity to showcase their talent at home here on our home course as well.
Yeah, Steve, you can mention, because some of those juniors they went to Steinbach last year, and you helped organize among some other parents a bus trip. Obviously, there won't be a bus trip this year with the event being in Saskatchewan, but how exciting is this for you to have a part in hosting this after what you saw last year and the great event out of Corey Oaks?
Yeah, definitely glad to be a part of it again this year. Looking back last year, I believe we took 34 kids out there and close to 10 parents. So we had a full bus and a lot of great memories and experiences. And obviously this year it'd be a little bit different, but we're still looking for that team atmosphere and develop these kids and get into that game experience. And what a great event, to be at Evergreen Nipawin, and anybody who sees this video, hopefully, get out there and play it a few times before the event, and really looking forward to it. So,
you want to talk a little bit about the caliber of players that will come out for it? When it was in Yorkton, I recall there was some players all the way from Vancouver, and I believe as far east as Toronto. I don't know if it was that widespread last year, but these kids can play. And there's going to be a great showcase Western Canada wide.
Well, absolutely. You got some of the best players definitely in the province, and we'll get a bunch from Manitoba and a few from Alberta and possibly BC and Ontario as well. And it is a WAGR event. It is ranked, so kids can gain some points and make a name for themselves. And 3-day championships are always huge, and college coaches are always looking for results from big championships like this one. So
You guys are both competitive golfers. Obviously, Kev, president of the club, you know it so well. Steve, you played in the Scotia Wealth, and you've obviously put the juniors on in 2018, I believe it was, or maybe 2019. Both of you can chime in, just speaking about the playability of Evergreen and why it should just be a nice fit for, you know, the distance these kids can play, the putting surfaces. It could be a perfect fit, and hopefully it is.
Well, if I were to start here, we've had a new groundskeeper superintendent take over here a couple of years ago. And he's been doing a fantastic job for us, Steve Percy. He's made some subtle changes to the course, which I believe much of the membership would agree has been an improvement. It certainly has allowed us as members to modify our games a little bit, and we're trying other things now that maybe we wouldn't have done beforehand, just because of how the course plays now. We really wintered well last winter, had a really good year as far as the conditions on the course were concerned. A lot of the youngsters, from my experience when we had the juniors in 2019, is if they're not familiar with the course, they'll show up there, they'll look at the first hole being almost 600 yards from the tips, and they think, boy, we're going to go out here and grip and rip. And if they look at the scorecard and see all the short yardage, especially on the back, they're thinking they're just going to tear that course right up. And they find out pretty quick that the Evergreen is a very challenging course, that you have to be quite precise. You got to play smart. You got to play positional golf. And if you do that, you can be rewarded. But you're not going to see a lot of people going really low on that course. Lots of people would say shooting even par is a very good round there.
Any follow up there, Steve? Just your obviously experience as a longtime professional, and how you think it'll play, just before we wrap it up here.
Yeah, I can certainly add to Kevin's comments. The conditions are always top notch. The yardage, sure, you look at the scorecard like Kevin said, and this is going to be a cakewalk, and really it's not. You really got to focus on every shot you play, and you get rewarded like Kevin said. But I love playing it. I've had some good rounds, had some bad ones, but overall it's going to be a good week up in Nipawin, and we're already planning and getting ready for it, and hopefully we can get a big crowd out supporting the town and the golf course.
Yeah, it's an exciting, going to be an exciting week for the entire town mid-June. Thanks for doing this today, guys. And Kevin, on behalf of your work there, congratulations to the Evergreen for hosting this. We'll see you mid-June again, and look forward to a fantastic few days.
Great. Thank you so much, Clark.